So it is 1 p.m. I think we can begin. All right. And we can just make sure. Okay, perfect. I think everyone can hear me. Okay, so hello and welcome to this Inbox 25 webinar discussing our Twilio integration. So before we jump into the live demo, I've created a brief slide deck sort of detailing some of the main points we're going to be discussing in today's webinar. Let's move on to our agenda. So first up, we have some general housekeeping, the good old general housekeeping. Always have to get to that. Then we come to what is Twilio. How does Inbox 25 integrate with Twilio? How can we use this integration to increase our marketing success? And finally, the live demo. So first up, let's go into some general housekeeping. Just some general housekeeping before we begin. If there's any questions during the webinar, please feel free to ask them in the chat bar below. We'll have a brief Q&A at the end of the webinar. Remember, this webinar, along with all of our other webinars, are recorded and placed on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/inbox25tube. There's just going to be a slash in between that comma inbox. And then last but not least, remember to follow us on Twitter at Inbox25 to get everything up-to-date inbox. So now we come to the big question of the day. What is Twilio? What can it actually do? Well, Twilio is a cloud-based, it's a cloud communications company that allows software programmers to programmatically develop and make and receive phone calls and send and receive text messages using its web service API. So what does that sort of mean in the broad scheme of what we can do with an inbox? Well, Twilio integration allows you to easily send SMS text messages to your sales agents, Inbox 25 users, or targets. So we can send SMS alerts to sales agents when a target crosses a specific threshold, such as a lifecycle change or lead score change. We can send SMS campaigns to targets and customers with specific offers, maybe promotions, or provide some service confirmation. And we can also send SMS messages when conditions or behaviors are logged in your CRM. So the integration can go pretty deep, and we're going to discuss some support cases later on in the live demo. So last but not least here, today we're going to have just an overview of all the support cases we're going to discuss in the live demo today. So the first one's going to be using Twilio SMS to notify a sales agent after a lead has opened an email. The second one's going to be send an SMS to my contact list regarding special promotions and monthly discount deals. The third is going to be sending an SMS thank you text to leads created via a trade show. And then finally, we're going to send a direct SMS from an Inbox 25 timeline view. So that's sort of it for the very brief slide deck. Now we're going to move into the live demo and sort of jump into actually getting your integration up and running with Twilio and Inbox. Awesome. So now we're entering the exciting part of the demo, which is going to be the live aspect of it. So our first step in utilizing our Twilio integration is going to be to first set up your Twilio account with Inbox 25. The process to do this is extremely simple, but it is going to require a Twilio account be open in a separate tab. So once you have a Twilio account open, the installation process is really simple. So on the Inbox 25 dashboard here, I'm going to hover over the gear icon on the top right. So top right on my screen here, we're going to go to the gear icon and scroll down to integrations. And this is going to bring us to all the integrations that we have with Inbox 25. So from here, we have our live chat, OLARC, and GoToWebinar integrations, which we do have webinars on currently on our YouTube channel. We also do have a Zendesk webinar scheduled for this coming Wednesday, which I do highly recommend checking out. And you can sign up for those webinars on our blog. So a ton of helpful webinars regarding all the integration with Inbox 25. But today, we're most concerned with our Twilio integration here. So we're going to go with Twilio here. So from this screen, we're going to move over to our Twilio account, open in a separate tab. So for my Twilio account, this is going to be our Twilio dashboard account. So when you have your account, it looks similar to this. The installation process is really as simple as copying and pasting your account SID and your authentication token into Inbox 25. So it's going to be this long code here, which you would then paste into this box here. And then by stock, the authentication token is locked, so you're going to have to click the unlock button here and then copy and paste that code into Inbox 25. And it's really that simple. And from there, you're good to go. So now that we have our two platforms linked up, we can start using our Twilio integration to its fullest. So the structure of this webinar, it's not going to follow sort of a detailed outline, but rather I'm going to go through various support cases shown in the slide deck. So basically, support cases that you can utilize Twilio with Inbox 25 for. So go back to our dashboard here. And our first support case is going to be sending an SMS alert to one of my sales agents after a lead is received and opened an email. So a basic, SMS alert as opposed to your very common email alert. So we're going to go to our automation tab here. And we're going to create a new automated campaign. And the real benefit with an SMS alert is, smartphones are never leaving someone's hand, and it may be a more reliable way to notify salespeople in your company. So we're just giving you more options to choose from in terms of increasing the functionality of Inbox 25. So our first step with any automated campaign is going to be to select the targets. So this would be whatever module recipients of the email are made from. So in my case, I sent emails out to my leads module, so I'm going to choose a leads module here. And then I'm going to name this, I'll call this email alert, SMS alert. So I'm just typing this a one-hand SMS alert. And then last but not least, we come to our campaign matching settings. The matching settings are going to dictate the logic you want this campaign to have. So very briefly, when you decide to match by current condition only, you're instructing the automated campaign engine to only consider matching the current condition rule and not to check if any previously matched condition rules are still true. Progressive is going to be sort of the opposite of that, in which all conditions must stay true throughout the workflow. And last but not least, we have smart campaigns, which simply mean the initial condition block must always stay true in order for the campaign to continue. So this campaign, it's going to be a pretty simple one, so I'm just going to choose Smart Campaign here and move forward. So here we're brought to our condition screen. Conditions are going to be used to define the criteria that our campaign engine should look for when including targets in your campaign. So in our case, we want to select the campaign's condition as we want our initial condition block to be those who received and opened an email I sent. Go to campaign's condition here. And I'm going to name this, I'll call this email open, something pretty simple. Our next step is to choose all emails or a particular email that we want to target for this initial condition for our campaign. So you can see here we do break the emails up by email campaigns and automated campaigns. So for our case, let's just choose an email called Intro to Inbox. And then we have some really neat steps here that we can go through. So we have that email open, did not open, click any, click specific link. So a ton of options here, and with what this stipulates are the conditions you want to use. In our case, let's just do they got the email and they opened it as our initial condition block. So let's click add condition here. And then of course from here we can add another condition to make this workflow a little more dynamic. I think for our case, let's just add an action. So from here we're brought to our way connector. This is going to be the amount of time when our initial condition is met to when the follow-up action will trigger. So I want this action to be pretty instantaneous. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 1 minute and click continue. So now we're brought to our action screen. In our case, we want to alert an agent of a recently opened email. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the alert agent action. So from here we can name this action, and I'm going to call this SMS alert agent. And then from here we have two options. We can either send this as an email alert or an SMS alert. So in our case, we're going to go ahead and send this to an SMS alert. And then we're going to want to send this alert to the assigned record owner with Inside Sugar. So whoever the assigned record owner is going to get this alert for this particular campaign. So one thing to remember, in order to pull user information from Sugar, the user module will have to be turned on your SimSync dashboard in order to utilize the assigned record owner action. So from here, we have to choose which phone number corresponding to our Twilio account that we want to use for this particular campaign. This is going to be the phone number that is going to be used as the outbound number, so the number it's being sent from. And you can have all these numbers configured in your Twilio account, which are automatically mapped over to Inbox when the integration is set up. And then last step from here is to choose the CRM field that we're going to pull the actual inbound number from our user record. So we got phone home, phone mobile, phone work, or phone other. In our case, let's just use phone mobile here and click add an action. So what we've just built here in almost no time is going to be a pretty simple but effective workflow, whereas we have an initial condition being met, and then we're going to alert the agent via a text on that condition being met. So you can make these workflows as expansive as you like. Today we've just sort of done a very simple one, but this can completely take the place of an email alert if you find SMS alerts are more effective for your marketing needs. So from here we can end this campaign and go back to our initial automation screen. Go to our automation tab here. So from here, I want to start building out an SMS drip campaign, which seems to be the real meat and potatoes behind the Twilio integration, is you can actually utilize, as opposed to email campaigns, we can start formulating some SMS campaigns. So let's start by creating a new automated campaign here. So we'll scroll down. And we can choose select campaign target. So once again, I'm going to go to my leads module here. And we will call this a drip campaign. So drip SMS. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose smart campaign. So for this particular campaign, I'm going to go ahead and choose a landing page condition. So basically, the campaign is going to take the shape of a series of welcome SMS texts via someone who's converted on one of my landing pages. These texts will also contain a unique promotional code only available through the SMS campaign itself. So it's going to give some users an incentive to not only view, but more importantly, read the message I'm sending them. So here I'm going to call this landing page conversion. Conversion, if I can spell. Perfect. And then I'm going to choose a particular landing page that I want to target for this campaign. So we're going to do here flying luxury with Jetstream Corp, and of course successful conversion. And from here we can add our condition. And of course, I can make this campaign even more dynamic by adding more conditions. I think for time purposes, it's just better off if we just go right into the email actions or the SMS actions. So we're going to choose add an action here. I'm going to go ahead and wait 1 day. So after they fill out that landing page, I'll wait 1 day and then shoot them over my SMS text. And then from here, we are brought to our action screen. So because I want this to be an SMS drip campaign, I'm going to go ahead and choose the Twilio action right at the bottom of the right-hand screen. So from here, we can customize the rules of this action. So our first step is to choose which data field we want to pull the record's phone number from. So we're going to show you all your data fields here. Most likely, the phone number data fields are going to have the ones that contain the actual number. So we have home phone here. We also have mobile. I'm going to go ahead and choose mobile for this action. And note, we do also support custom data fields that contain phone numbers in them. So if you have a custom data field that's not your stock mobile or home or work, you can go ahead and use those as well. So from here, we can start composing the body of our message. Much like our email editor, we can pull personalization tags from records. This allows the email, or the text, I should say, to be a lot more dynamic and more personal. So let's go ahead and do a very simple hello, and then of course we can go ahead and type in or paste in our first name. So hello, and then the first name of the record you're sending this to. And I am typing this with one hand, so it might be a little bit slower. Thank you for. And they can take the form of a promo code here, and then we can do the promo code is inbox25. So for hello first name, so hello James, thank you for joining us. Maybe we can throw in 10% off with the promo code. So I'm here, I'm giving them some sort of incentive to actually sign up for my website via this campaign here. So of course, I'm sort of breezing through or sort of doing a rough draft, but you would sort of make this a little bit more dynamic if you wanted to. So we'll just choose that X there. Awesome. Okay. And then from here, you can type out as long as you'd like, as many personalization tags as you'd like. We have the whole host of them in this drop down here. So whatever one fits your needs, you can go ahead and paste those in to make your SMS text message a little more dynamic. So once the body of the message is composed, we can go ahead and add this to our timeline. So you can see it's really very simple to start formulating these messages within the timeline itself. So go ahead and add an action here. Then from here we can end this campaign or add another condition. But because this is a drip workflow, I'm going to go ahead and add another action. Maybe send out a second string of this drip workflow. So we'll do 1 day again, and then we'll click continue. And we'll once again revert back to our Twilio integration. And we can go ahead, choose mobile one more time, and then start formulating another message. So maybe it can be something like join us for our webinars. I mean, all this content can be completely customized to whatever you'd like it to be. I'm just sort of doing some mock ones here, some mock scenarios, and then we can do maybe add a personalization tag in the beginning, so maybe a first name tag as an example, which is a really common one. So we'll do hello, and then we can add a whole name in here, so we'll do name, and boom, I mean, you're all set. So you can see how you can start building out these workflows. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 text messages in one single workflow, and really, hit your targets in a new way, as opposed to this sort of old-fashioned, which is still really relevant email, but maybe hit them with a new sort of twist. Oh wow, text campaigns, this is something I didn't know was possible. And people are always looking at their phones, so it might be a little more of an effective way to also engage with your records and contacts as well. So from here we can go ahead and add an action. So what we've done again is now built out a very simple, very easy drip workflow using our Twilio integration. So you can see it's not tough to make this a little more dynamic and put a little more effort into it, and really hone in on some of the points you want to make with these campaigns. So from here we can end this campaign. And last but not least, for at least our last support case, I'm going to be sending a very basic thank you text to those who maybe I've met via trade show, for an example. So once again, this is going to come as an automated campaign. So as opposed to your sort of very basic email thank you, maybe you met someone via trade show and you have that logged into your sugar. We make it very simple. As opposed to sending an email, we can go ahead and send a thank you text. Maybe you can engage your customers a little more. Maybe like, wow, this person's really tech savvy. They're sending me a text. It's just adding more functionality to the platform itself. So last, once again, we're going to go to our campaign targets here. We'll go ahead and select leads, and we will type out trade show thank you. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and choose Smart Campaign and click Continue. So from here, we want to choose our data field condition because lead source will be a data field with inside Sugar. Data field condition here. And from this point and from this screen, we can see all the data fields that we do interact with Sugar and Inbox. So we see here at the very middle, we have our lead source condition or lead source data field. Choose that. Next step is to choose equals, does not equal, contains, does not contain, or null. In our case, we can go ahead and choose equals. And then we can type in trade show. Now note, if you are using the equals tab there, it is case sensitive. So you're going to have to type it out the exact way it's displayed within Sugar. Just a helpful note. So contains might be a little easier because contains is not case sensitive. But if you're going to go ahead and use equals, just make sure if there's a space, if there's an uppercase or a lowercase, that everything's identical to how it would be inside of Sugar. So from here we can click Add Condition. Once again, we are brought to our Add Another Condition or Add an Action screen. I'm going to go ahead here and add an action. Once again, we're brought to our Wake Connector screen. I'm going to go ahead and make this Wake Connector. Let's make this Wake Connector 3 days. So we're going to notify these new leads via our trade show 3 days later with nice welcome text. So much like before, we're going to go to our Twilio action here. And once again, we can select our mobile phone field. So we're going to go to mobile here, where we're pulling our phone number from with inside Sugar. And then we can start formulating our message. So we can type something out here. Joining us at the trade show. You know, this message could take any form. If you join us at the trade show, please visit our website. And then you can go ahead and type out your website there. I mean, anything that might seem relevant or might seem helpful, you can go ahead and insert that. And we'll do once again a hello, and then we'll insert our first name tag here to make this message a little bit more dynamic. I mean, it's really neat, when you start greeting people, by their first name via text. I mean, that's a pretty powerful tool that I think has a lot of untapped potential in terms of utilization in the marketing plan. So from here, we can go ahead and click Add Action, and boom, all set. We've just created 3 different campaigns, each utilizing some different features with a Twilio integration in a matter of minutes. So it's really simple to start building out these campaigns, via the Twilio integration, to start marketing to people in a little bit of a different way, a little bit of a unique way via SMS. So last but not least, I do want to discuss briefly another neat feature, which is going to be the ability to send text messages via the automated campaign or the Inbox 25 timeline report. Click Campaign here and Campaign. Let's go over to a fake record or any record in our platform. Go to our Automation tab here. And we can just choose somebody. Let's just choose. Bring a profile up. So we can just choose Samwise Gamgee. If anyone is familiar with The Lord of the Rings, they might get that reference. A little bit of nerds here, so we do have some little clever tidbits in there. So what we're seeing in front of us now is going to be our Inbox 25 timeline report. It's going to be an overview of everything a particular record has done within our platform, whether it be interactions or lifecycle scores or any change they might have in the platform. It's going to be go ahead and record it on this screen here. So the most important area I want to discuss for our Twilio integration is going to our Manage here, and we can see we can send a direct SMS text via the timeline report itself. So if you want to send a text message to a specific person without creating an automated campaign or some sort of workflow, you can go ahead and do that through this screen. So you click Send SMS here, and it's going to be very similar to the last screen we were on in terms of what data field the number is stored in. We can go ahead and choose just anyone here. And then, of course, you can start formulating the body of your message. And it can be anything you'd like. And, of course, we can still use personalization tags if you'd like. So it just adds some more functionality once again, sending direct SMS text messages as opposed to sending them through an automated campaign where that would be sort of for a mass or for a large group of people. So I know the webinar is a little short today, and we're coming towards the end. So I do want to discuss some questions that might have been asked during the webinar. I'll bring the question up here. Okay, so I'm seeing 2 questions, which is fantastic. So what if I have multiple users within my Twilio account, or multiple numbers, sorry, in my Twilio account? How does that work with Inbox 25? That's actually a really great question. So, of course, with Twilio, you can have multiple phone numbers, and we do allow you in our platform to, once again, use those multiple phone numbers, but also we can map certain phone numbers to records within inside of Inbox 25. So we go to our Manage User tab here. So you might have it if you're utilizing Twilio with Sugar, that certain phone numbers are mapped to certain users within Sugar. And we can go ahead and map those phone numbers identically to users within Inbox 25. So we're my colleague Alex Borak here. And we'll go to Edit User Permissions. And we can see his Inbox 25 profile is mapped over to his Sugar profile, which would be Alex Borak. And we have Select Twilio Outbound Number. So on my Twilio account, I only have 1 phone number, but of course you can have as many as you like. So I can go ahead and map this particular phone number to Alex's account. So this will allow Alex, anytime he's sending an email out or SMS text, to have that number solely for himself. Makes things easier for mapping and stuff for permission issues. So you can go ahead and do that if you'd like. Second question, can Twilio ever be used as an action, can Twilio ever be used as a condition in Inbox 25? Unfortunately, no, it cannot. You must create something within Inbox 25 to then interact with Twilio. Twilio will always be used as a follow-up to a condition that was met. So basically the whole gist with Twilio is going to be a complete outbound function. So whatever conditions are met, you can then interact with Twilio from there, but it will be continuously outbound. So we will unfortunately not be able to use that as an action, as a condition within the platform. So I think that about sums it up. I'm not seeing any more questions in the bar here. Well, thank you for joining the webinar. I know it was a little bit shorter than usual. But if you have any further questions, please feel free to email me at james.verdi@inbox25.com, and I'll make sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. So I hope the webinar has really been informative and helpful in getting this platform integrated to start using it with your marketing efforts. The concept of an SMS drip campaign, it's a really neat idea, and it can sort of give a fresh boost to your marketing efforts, however way you utilize it. So last but not least, once again, all of our webinars are recorded and placed on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/inbox252. And on that note, that sums up today's webinar, and I hope all of you guys have a great rest of the week.